Hi there, this is Dean Killian. When I first started practicing nonviolent communication, I remember one time I was at an airport sitting outside in an area where I saw a sign that said no smoking, and there was someone smoking there. So I decided to try out my NVC skills and basically dialogue with this person who was smoking. I thought it was going pretty well. I ended up listening a little empathically to the woman who was smoking. But after a minute or two, she turned to me and said, "What are you, a psychologist?" So that was an indication to me that maybe my skills sounded a little bit classical, that she noticed that I was talking in a way different than what she was used to. Another early experience for me in practicing nonviolent communication was that my partner at the time one day had a really stressful day at work and was telling me about it. And I was making empathy guesses. I thought pretty good empathy guesses. And she said to me, "Don't give me that NVC crap." Well, as I say at that point, it was NVC crap because, in fact, I really didn't have the space to listen to her at that point. So if we're really not in a space to listen empathically, you can't fake that until you make it. You either have the capacity or you don't. If you don't, in my mind, we're really not in the spirit of practicing nonviolent communication. But here's the question: how do we more easily embody the consciousness of nonviolent communication? Have our giraffe ears, the frequency of our giraffe ears tuned up both for ourselves, for self-empathy, and for others? And how do we have more ease with empathy guessing? For me, at the heart of the practice of nonviolent communication is the consciousness. And also, when I first started learning NVC, it seemed like a mystery to me. How did this other person, when they make a guess, something like, "Dean, are you feeling discouraged?" and just really wanting some support, that I'd be like, "Wow, yeah, how'd you know that?" Well, in fact, I had told the person. They were just listening with those giraffe ears. So I'm really excited about a course I'm going to be offering soon for NVC Academy called Empathy Magic. And in that course, we are going to be looking at together how to embody more easily, more effectively, more consistently the consciousness, the mindset, the intention of nonviolent communication, and also how to have more ease with what, we often call that classical empathy guessing. I knew when I kind of had that in a sweet spot when, as a trainer, I would have just modeled NVC, the 4 steps, what I thought were pretty classical 4 steps. And then I'd ask people, "So what did I just do?" No one could actually identify clearly where the OFNR was, the observation, feeling, need, request, but I'd put it in there. So that was an indication to me that I'd really naturalized my practice. Another indication of that is I can talk to people from all different ages, all different backgrounds, without them saying to me at this point, "Are you a psychologist?" They might say something like, "Wow, yeah, thank you. I never gotten that before." Or, "Yeah, well, thank you for listening." They might know something is different from what they, I'm sad to say, probably experience elsewhere in their lives pretty much every day. But I don't think people have a sense anymore that I'm practicing something specifically that I learned. And I want to support you and as many people in the world as possible as developing that skill too, because I do think that empathy is a game changer. I do believe that empathy changes lives, and I think it gives me for sure one of my greatest hopes for our future as a species. So I want to see as many people as possible really integrating these skills and having ease, practicing what I call empathy magic. And by the way, I call it empathy magic not only because I'm going to be sharing tools based on linguistic practices, for example, but also because we're going to keep the magic in it. Empathy for me is still powerful and still magical. It continues to amaze me as a trainer, and I'm so honored to see this on a daily basis, how empathy changes people's lives, how it changes relationships, how it opens up more space for creativity, for possibility, for things we just couldn't see before when we were clenched and stressed and maybe not fully in our bodies. So I'm all about keeping the magic in empathy and also demystifying it a little bit so that more people can practice that magic more easily. So I hope that you will join me in May for Empathy Magic with the NVC Academy. And you can click on my website and the NVC Academy website to learn more. Okay, thanks. Hope to see you then.